What is up, guys? My name's TheSimYin. My name is Yin. I play The Sims. Did you see what I did there? Anyway, guys, you guys can already tell by the title, and by the title, there is some tea that needs to be spilled. So we're going to get right into it, but before I say anything, go ahead and follow me on all my other social medias at TheSimYin. Anyway, guys, so we do know The Sims, has been coming out with a lot of content lately, and they've been dropping things after updates, after all kind of stuff, and there's a lot of controversy that's going on behind them. And we do know that as of recent, they had a really new big update. Well, I wouldn't say it's too big, but it was just something that honestly nobody asked for, especially because of all the controversy and things that they were causing the past couple of days, actually the past couple of weeks, guys, because it's just been so much drama in the community. Now, I did want to take to Twitter when Sim Guru Frost said on March 2nd, 2021, stating that kits have zero impact on the release of other packs. Also, kits will not be made to supplement other packs. Kits will have standalone themes. Now, it's very interesting he said that because literally right after this, we stopped getting literally all kind of things. But I really want to quickly go into kits specifically because we do know the kits were being very big at the moment, and that with the Moonlight Sheet kit, the little campers kit, which was pretty adorable by the way, but by the time the other two kits come out, it's going to be 15 kits in total. Now, what does this have to do with the title? I want to say that why is it that so far masculine men do not have any representation in the game? Now, I know what you're saying. Like, what do you mean? There's male clothing. It very much is, but a lot of it, and they've said it themselves, is gender neutral, which is very interesting because it's like, okay, on one side we have female, we have gender neutral, but what about the masculine men? And for me, when they do drop all of these new packs and, I just feel like personally, a lot of the times, the styles that they do drop are catered to the sim gurus themselves, which is completely understandable because they're going to do things from their point of view. But I think this is why it's important to have, individuality when it comes down to who you are putting onto this team, because these aren't masculine frames. I'm going to be honest. I can definitely see why they say this is gender neutral and they can go both ways, but not everybody wants gender neutral clothing. Some people still want masculine clothing. Some people just want straight female clothing. And a lot of times, I feel like it comes out to be a cop-out when they say things like that, because when they do things gender neutral, it makes things in a way of it's easier to get put out. It's faster to get put out. It's less care. It's less, and not saying that having gender neutral clothing is less care, but I'm just saying in the sense of it makes it easier on them when it comes down from a team to be putting things out for a deadline. I think the fashion street kit was a very good example of exactly what I'm talking about. And they were like, build your wardrobe, all in the details. And a lot of this came from a very, gender neutral place. It wasn't very any masculine frames. And a lot of people were talking about that because they were just like, hey, this is not, not everybody wants to wear stuff like this. And I feel like I said, it's really catered towards some of the sim gurus and what they would wear. And I know they've done collabs such as this one right here, but for me personally, I just feel like this is as far as it went when it came down to masculine clothing. And even then, it wasn't catered to just everyone. It was more so like a specific style. And I don't know, something about that just doesn't seem right to me. I just noticed a difference in when I was in Creative Sim and I was looking at all the male clothing. And I'm talking even just base game. I'm not talking about anything as far as like, okay, here's another pack to add on to what you would want. So it's just such a difference that we have to go through and like really try and find exactly what we want, because a lot of these things like people wouldn't wear. And so for me, I found myself actually having to download a lot of CC because I was like, this is not enough for me. And that's not fair for people who can't have CC. You guys can clearly see a difference right here between what is CC and what is not. You know what I mean? It's more individuality. And I feel like when we talk representation, this is what we're talking about. We're not talking about just one thing. We're talking about everything as a whole. And I found myself really having to like look outside of the actual game itself, because that's not fair. Not everybody has access to CCs and mods. Not everybody has access. Even if you do have a computer, some people still don't have access to these things like that. So I feel like they don't cater to everyone. And they just be like, oh, okay, well, they're going to fix it. CCs and mods are going to fix it. And that's a different video in itself. And I've explained that in, other videos. But this one specifically, I wanted to really talk about representation and how it's not really right. And then another one I want to talk and get into is hair. Now, we do know that hair has been a very controversial topic in the Sims community. And if you look closely, a lot of the things that they do already have is just not where it's supposed to be. And then, when we talk black hairstyles, I mean black hairstyles. A lot of the styles they give nowadays are very ethnically ambiguous, and I found myself having to go to CC creators to actually find hairstyles that represent me. Again, there is not a lot of people that look like me on their team. And this is another reason why I express so much why it's important to have people of all different shapes, sizes, skin tones on a team that's literally creating life simulation. Because when you come from it from a one-sided point of view, it's never going to be the same. A lot of these hairstyles are ethnically ambiguous. For those who don't know what it means, it's basically it's giving mixed race. And a lot of the times it's loose curls, loose this, loose that. And I found myself having to actually go and download from other CC creators and fix my problem that I've been dealing with. And it's just not right. You can see a huge difference between the base game and the CCs that I have. I feel like a lot of times when they come out with these new hairstyles, it's coming from a lack of knowledge and, just a lack of empathy, because if they really cared, they would cater more to everybody and just all kinds. And even when they do give us, those quote unquote, black textured hairstyles, a lot of the times it's not textured and it looks like crap, and they even had to go in and fix that. We all remember when they came out with that afro and the whole black community was like, what the hell is this? And personally for me, I feel like it shouldn't take everyone to have a freaking whole lineup of people and yelling at them for them to just get it right in the first place. We all do know a couple of months ago when they dropped an update for the Juneteenth, and they were like, here's some ribs, here's a Black Power shirt. Okay. But for some reason, to me, it didn't sit right. It felt kind of like a slap in the face, or it felt kind of forced, because they only do stuff like this when their backs are against the wall. Like when there's something happening in the specific month or in the specific community, they're like, oh my gosh, okay, we gotta put something out because otherwise we're gonna look some kind of way. And that doesn't sit right with me. Why not just do it on any occasion? Why not just, drop it in November or drop it? Why wait until, there's a holiday around, just for something to be there? Like, I don't know. It's just things like that just doesn't sit right with me. I also want to talk about why the fact there's no heights. Why don't we have heights? That's also included in diversity. Why? That's something that creates this individuality. You know what I mean? Why don't we have hip dips in the game? That creates individuality. All of these things create diversity in the game, and I feel like a lot of times it's such a small fix that could have been in base game from the get-go, but the fact that it's been 8 years and none of these features have been added, I mean, I'm not surprised, coming from like literally the release of their latest pack, and it didn't even have backpacks. I don't want to hear it. Literally the excuse was it would have caused clipping in the game. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, because it's like, literally, it's a game that's been running for 8 years, and at this point, I'm tired of making excuses for them. I don't make excuses for them. If you guys know my channel, you guys know that's not me. And I don't know, it's just a lot of things that I can go on and on about this topic, but those are like main two, which is masculine frames, black hairstyles, and I really do feel like we should have been getting heights, because that involves diversity as well. Now, we can go into disabilities as well, and I also have a video on that, but I'm just like, these are so simple. Why don't they do it? These are things that we want. Not a freaking Dua Lipa freaking hairstyle. We don't care. Like, we don't care about things like that. We want stuff that literally is going to replicate our lives into the game, and that's the whole point of a simulation game. There are so many other games that come with so many other DLCs that literally have an impact in the game, but for some reason, when we ever download a DLC from a freaking expansion pack that's literally $40, which is insane, because no expansion pack is ever that much, we still get literally the bare minimum. We don't even get half of what they're promoting, because half the time in the trailer, it's not even what it is. So, I don't know. Let me know down below in the comments, what is something that they should also add that will include diversity in the game? And then also, what do you guys think about this whole topic, and how do you guys feel about it? Do you guys feel represented enough in this game, or do you feel like they need to do more? Let me know down below in the comments. As you guys know, I don't have a lot of summer friends, and you guys are my summer friends, and I love talking to you guys, because I love hearing your opinions, regardless if you guys disagree or agree. I love hearing, different point of views. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye.